Assemblyman, welcome to the program. Thanks for coming on tonight.
Thanks for having me, Fred.
Okay, a number of things I want to touch on. And let's get started with the gas tax. I know you feel very passionately about this. You've just addressed this. Can you talk about it, please?
Absolutely. Look, we are being gas taxed to death. All right. There's talk of a mileage tax. They just keep on hitting us with taxes. And what we're proposing is to suspend the gas tax. It's 61 cents for every gallon. Suspend that. Now, the question that keeps on being brought up is, well, where will we get the money to fix the roads? Look, our roads need to be fixed, and many of them have not been fixed. But here's where you get the money from. You get the money from the general fund. You take this money in the suspension of the gas tax, it goes back into the pockets of consumers, and they can see that in every single time in their savings. They could see how much they saved, but they get that money from the general fund, and that's how it works.
You know, it's interesting. I mean, you're there, I'm not. You were elected. I don't even know what I'm talking about. God, that one seems like a pretty easy one to do, Assemblyman. That seems to make all the sense in the world.
The people in the Coachella Valley and all the way around, all over California, they need some breathing room, Fred. That's the reality. We need at least a little bit of breathing room, a pause, just to be able to catch up. I hear from people all the time, and they just feel very passionate about the fact that they don't know if they can even stay in this state that they love because they're just being gas taxed to death. And we need to slow down, take a pause, and take care of everyone here in California.
All right. One of the CVUSD, one of my favorite topics. And I know earlier in the year you were instrumental in trying to get a state audit of the books. By the way, that failed. We know why. You're not saying it. I am. We understand somebody called in a favor with Senator Steve Padilla. You're not saying a word. I'm not asking you that question. I'm saying it. All right? Good. So we move forward now, and what we realize is nothing's changed. They're still in terrible financial trouble, and they're going to have to continue to wither away their staff and change the way they operate. Now, you wrote an op-ed on this. Can you talk about that?
Sure. You know, first and foremost, thank you for bringing this up and staying on top of this, because I get people all the time that are asking me, what's next? What's happening? Are we just going to let them get away with this? No, we're not going to let them get away with it, because our community is asking for accountability. See, this is not about politics, right? The community has been asking for this for years. This is about fiscal responsibility. When you continue to fire staff, it impacts every single child in the classroom. Now, they can paint this any way they want to paint it. The fact of the matter is, here are the facts, the details. There is a deficit for 2025 to 2026 of over $14 million. From 2026 to 2027, $25 million. And then the following, 27 to 28, it's $29 million. The problem is they're writing checks that they cannot cash, so to speak. They are spending the money, and it's impacting every single child. They can say that they're doing good things or they're doing great. And by the way, the teachers are amazing there. But the reality of the matter is that they need someone from the outside, not from the county, not from their local. They need a state audit to look at every single line item, where every dollar has gone and where every dollar will go, so we can take care of the kids in the Coachella Valley Unified School District. Anything else is a failure. Anything else is neglect, and that's the reality.
All right, so the reality is they're never going to do that. That's your reality, Assemblyman. They're never going to do that. They don't want anybody to really take a look. I mean, you know how much we broke this thing down over the past year and a half and found discrepancies and found things that were questionable. They don't want to address that. And I guess I want to know why. I don't know if you know why. Why won't they?
I don't know why, Fred. To be honest with you, maybe they don't want anyone else to find the mold behind the walls, the proverbial mold and the actual mold behind the walls. They don't want anyone to find out their hiring practices. Some of their hiring practices are flawed because we see the abuse that's taking place. They don't want the light shined in this darkness. But here's the reality: the community is asking for it. So if they ask for it, my job is to listen and act. And that's what I intend to do. Whether someone tries to pull some strings up here or they try to hide it, I will continue on this until every single child in the Coachella Valley Unified School District and in my district period is looked after, taken care of, and advocated for. I'm a Marine. You know that.
I know.
So this is a fight for what is right.
All right. Assemblyman, thank you for coming on. My first night back after the Olympics.